right. Welcome everyone to Blender 3.1.0 and Serpens Beta 3 testing on April 2nd, 2022. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We got our latest updated Serpens Beta file ready to install. Make sure before you ever install a new add-on that you typically uninstall it, reboot Blender, verify that it's not there, and then you install the new one. All right. Looks like packages are loading. Snippets load. Add-ons even load from the previous versions. I don't know if this has been worked on or not, but no preferences for that yet. Let's head on over to our visual scripting workspace. I think I'm going to try, we had functions working just a little bit last week, but they didn't return anything. So I want to go into functions today. So I need my add-on, and I've got some scripts that I've been working on that I'd like to import into the file today and try using them in my 3D viewer. I need to make use of the 3D cursor today, and there we go. Okay, so let's get started. We'll add something to our UI here, and what I want to do for our interface today. Let's do a add to menu. Let's use our get a button in here and just throw it on my button. Cool. Do prepend. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got ourselves a button, giving it a label. It's actually, maybe we'll just do an icon for it. Let's choose your icon here, and we'll type in cursor to see what options we have. So we'll do that one. Yeah, and we'll just get rid of the label. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Throw a row on here. The line on our row. Let's make another button. I'm going to try duplicating today and see if that doesn't crash things. Change our icon. And what happens when I scale the Y to 2? Okay, scaling works. Scaling X to 2. It also works. Alert enabled line. Cool. Those all seem to work. And label. What does label do? Yeah, I can click the buttons and it doesn't crash anything. That's kind of cool. And I get a little notification. So let's add ourselves in some operators then. Got an operator here. I'm going to change this one to cursor. Line 3D cursor is selected. And I want to use some scripts. And I want to access, oh, not that one. I want to access the run script from an external location. And let's see how that works. And we'll throw this into a function probably, because I want to test functions. And we'll add in a run function. Okay. Verify our descriptors work. Now I need to attach my button. Cool. And clicking the button does nothing. What my error message is here. Okay, traceback error, temp Serpens line in register. Oh, I think I need to do my def register and unregister. Let's go to my Visual Studio Code here. I'm gonna save this guy. And let's clear my console. So these are the Serpens console buttons. I should probably start using these. These are the ones I programmed in myself. Got a little console here. And let's click it now. Nothing happens. Go to edit mode. And try it again. Well, nothing. Oh, ha. I need to call this function because I created the function. Let's need to know what I'm coding, right? So instead of running, we want to run this script in the script node. Python script. So script, I'm defining a function in my Python, and I need to call that using, I probably don't need these. Cut them out for now. Go to my script here. Okay, let's clear my console, and I need to call this function. So we're going to do a run script line, because I haven't done those yet. And I want to call this function. Let's try this now. Oh, I think it works. Cool. So let's go back to object mode and verify for object mode that it works. Excellent. Okay, looks like my script is running and I have no errors. So to recap, I built a script that defines a function. I'm importing mathutils. And I'm importing matrix as well for some matrix operations. And then I had to put some register and unregister in here. And I'm just defining the function. So once I want to actually use the function, well, before I get to that, this script registers all this into the compiled code on export. So it inserts it in the places it needs to insert the function definitions. And then when I want to call that function, all I have to do is call it like I'm calling in Python. So I just call out the name with parentheses. And I'm using a function to execute another function. And then I'm calling that function for my operator, which is tied to my button. And this function is basically to align the 3D cursor. It moves and matches the rotation. So if I go to my view, you should see my 3D cursor rotation shifting and the location moving. Cool. So let's try out a little more complex script. I may need to add some properties in for this one. I can't remember. Let me see. Yeah, maybe not need that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to add an operator. I'm going to duplicate this operator. It looks like the name updates itself, so that's good. We're going to do a line. Line active selection to 3D cursor. And this one I'm not calling a function, I'm just directly calling the operator. Directly calling my script. I need to set up my code real quick with my same register and unregister. This is for edit mode, and then this one is for object mode. I'm going to call two different script possibilities on this. We're going to go just a little bit more complex. So we need another function. So I'm going to duplicate functions down. I usually just copy my operator name and put fn in front for my functions. Makes them easier to find. And we're going to run a script. I'll just use this. And go find my object mode one. And my edit mode one as well. So I need to be able to tell whether I'm in object or edit mode. So I'm going to need some if statements for this. And we need to set up this button too. Okay. Now I need an if statement. Let's go to program. And we need our condition for our mode. So we need to copy the context, is that right? How do we know what mode we're in? There might already be something for this. In mode. Search for mode and see if that's here. Oh, yep, we still have in mode. That's going to be part of input in mode. If we're in object mode, and I also want another one for if we are in edit mesh. Okay, let's delete this out, verify that these got my console window here, and I'm using a Windows program called Alt Drag, and I've set a hotkey so that the Blender console doesn't go behind my Blender session when I click away, so I can watch while I'm testing. Before we go further, I guess probably ought to save before I start crashing myself. Save our file here. Okay. Clear my console, and let's try running the second script. So we'll grab this guy, and I'm in object mode. I should be able to rotate. Cool. And if I rotate the 3D cursor by 60, should be able to match that. Pretty good. Go to Z, 90. Set them back to 0. So these scripts are actually, they're going to be on a set of tools that I have for a client. He'll be on Blender Market shortly. Elevons LLC. Jordan Elevons is the guy who'll be putting all the tools on, and you should be able to get access to some of these. So if you'd like, go check out his stuff. I was able to develop for him. But this is some of the tools that he has in his add-on. So I can take this information now, I can copy the cursor to the selected, and then I can take this object and match that rotation. And I can rotate around the z-axis 180, or is it the x-axis? Yeah, x-axis 180. And I could always just move my selection to cursor. If I'm on my active element, look at that. Now I'm in edit mode still, but I think that's pretty slick. And I could set my origin. So let's try set origin. Object origin set. If I just call this, I might be able to into 3D cursor. Cannot be performed in edit mode. Okay. The origin to 3D cursor. I need to turn on my origins to be able to see them. Let's take a look how this looks in object mode over here. So I've got a special orientation on cursor right now, where I'm matching the cursor's orientation. Now I can model this Yeah, I like that. Now I want to match it on this face. Yep, I can see this being very useful. This is gonna be great. And I'm using it in beta mode. This is awesome. Beautiful alignment. Okay. So I've got some Looks like I've got some add-ons that aren't quite working right. That's okay. I'll just clear that out. You can clear your console here, and then toggle your console here. We'll toggle it out of the way for now. Looks like I've got functions working great. I'll report back on that real quick to Joshua. Actually, I want to return stuff with functions too. Let's try returning the objects. What do I want to return? The object's name, maybe? Just we'll return the object name. I want to make sure returns work. Program and function return. And we'll just input it as an input as well, because I want to verify the inputs and outputs both work. We're going to change this to a property. Active object, we're going to output the property. Let's see if that changes. Straight to a property. And here's our active object here. I just need to bring in the object in. I want to try using the Blender browser though. The Blend Data browser and active object. Copy this guy and Shift V. Do I have screencast keys turned on? Let me turn on my screencast keys. Yeah, so Shift V. I should be able to return this guy and get, we're going to get the name off of this object. I want to use my filter now. We'll filter to strings only. And I want name. So Shift V. And let's see. Just do let's do a properties and get property. Set the name on this just for fun, and I'll use a script or a string. Input string. And let's say we want to change our property to say okay. Let's come back into here and we got this tied onto our align cursor. So if I click that, what does my console do? Info copied. Let's go back to our Blend Data browser. And function. No, No, I don't want function. I want to be able to set the name on this. String name. Oh, capital N. Maybe that's... Try this again. Nope. Let's just try printing then. Okay, so I'm definitely printing. So if I want to set the name on this property, man, how do I do that? I'm doing something wrong. Properties and set property. Let's do maybe a string value. So that's the, I want to set the name. Active object, string, name, Shift V. I want to set the name of this tag here. Try that. Oh, I got it. Sweet. And the other object renames itself. Standard Blender naming convention. Cool. I'm not really making use of this active object here. Rather than doing active object, we can do name. We'll do name way over here. Let's turn on our Serpens settings. Let's turn on active object. I don't need the active object anymore. I just need the active object's name. Let's verify that works. So I should rename this one. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Where did my console go? Sending my active object.name in. That's coming in. Object name. That seems to be updating okay. Running this twice. All right. Renaming the function return ends up calling the return twice. Interesting. About okay. Where did my... I'm gonna turn off my debug nodes real quick. I'm calling this, but when I add in my inputs, property, change this to property. On my debug nodes again. It's like my execution stopped working. Go to my keep code workspace and let's look at that function. We'll add a print in here as well. We'll print. Time to use a portal. Okay. Now let's press that button. It's definitely printing the name, but the function is not. That's funny because when I had an active object, let's go back to this. So blend data, object, active object going in. And this one going out. And then I could press it and it would rename. Yeah. And my code is there now. But I'm not executing the script anymore. Okay, I'm gonna have to report that. Okay. We'll get rid of the print node real quick. I'll just do this set property for name. And turn on my debug node again. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to input this one in, delete that, return this. I'm going to see if removing the function return fixes it. Nope. So then does the input fix it? So I got SNA align 3D cursor, and I am going to return, and I'm going to return this, and it removes that. Oh, look at that. Completely overwrites that line. Alright, so run function, even if I'm on a property, I've lost my... Okay, so I get it here. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Pull out my shape real quick. All right, so let's document that we've lost our function call. Let's see, is that the same? Some more reasons. Verify this. Turn these down. I'm returning an object property. Output equals the function to run. Return finished. but then I'm using this property. Output 4 equals strange. Maybe it's not overwriting, but it's, I don't know what exactly is that supposed to happen? Take a picture of this one. And let's see. So now we got 2. The output's equaling 2 things. Alright, am I connecting that execute? Yes, I am. So we'll turn off debug sockets and make this look a little pretty. We'll remove this just for a second because I want this to get in the way of what I'm trying to report. Copy this and paste it into here. Add some fill. I love Snagit. This is such a good program for documenting things. So does this function run like this? Let's verify. Okay, it's still calling the function. And is it renaming still? It is not renaming. shape and alright, let's see how smart I am reporting this. Okay, so let's go one step deeper now and we'll add an input. Okay, so it's just the output that's not doing anything. Okay, so it's calling the function still. We're sending an input parameter. That input parameter is supposed to be outputting through here. And then we should be setting the name of that object. Let's see. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm returning the name property on active object. If I do this here, that works fine, and I know that that works. Yep. But when I send this property through, oh, debug sockets active object name. When I send that into here as the input, and I send this as the output, maybe this is me just not using the function right. Maybe. Yeah, I'm probably not using this return properly, to be honest. I'm probably calling this function twice. This may be my bad. I may be doing this completely wrong, because this is returning output. Ah, I can't return a property. Okay. I can't return a property, but I can return an object. Okay. Just talking to Joshua here. So I don't want to send, I can send this in, but I need to send it as data. Does that change? Then I need to use, instead of set property, I need a lender property node. Active object, set this to string. Ooh, I like that. I can do both. You know, it sorts it down to only 2 items. Ooh, that's nice. Lender property node. do it on active object only. Back to properties, let's see. I can definitely send this as an input. This should work fine. I just need to set this on. So I want to send this string instead. I'm positive that's going to work. Yep. Okay, that looks much better. So I just can't return a property. I can't send a property in and make a property come out. That's a limitation to Blender, I guess. And maybe Python, I don't know. Definitely the Blender limitation though. Alright, so I was on active object. Let's go to the data. We'll go to objects. Objects, string. Objects. No data for these filters. Let's refresh. Okay, let's try this. We're gonna turn off these debug sockets. Shift V. So I'm gonna change this to property. So object using active object, but I want to send an object through. Oh, I can send properties through. I just have to set properties on the other side. Okay, so we're going to Blender data, going to context to get my active object. You can change this to property. change this one to property. And then I would use this as my object, and I'm outputting my name property. The property would be here, name would be here. Now let's turn on our debug. Okay, let's try it. This guy, let's set the name. And go to the next song. There we go. Oh, I'm setting myself to my own name. That's why it's not working. I need to set myself to a new name, so input string. All right, let's take a look at this now. Previous, click on this guy and click. Any changes to testing name? Cool. Okay, so I was close. I just needed to return my object into a property. And I had to use the property on the data page. And I just chose any property on the objects. I just went and picked an object. Didn't matter which one, because I was posting an object here on the return. So it will return properties. I just have to bring the property to define which one. And then I want the name to be accessed. Cool. No pointers on blend data alone. Ooh, cool. I like the path. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's great. Yeah, this should be on my default, in my opinion. Okay, cool. Okay, so if I look at my compiled code now, the output. Okay, so we're outputting, returning the active object, the dot name equals testing name. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Cool. Okay. So I'm happy with functions. I think functions are working. They're sending data in, they're returning. I just need to know how to return when I'm returning an object's properties. So I return it to a property that has an input. And if I print this data, it's going to run the function twice. So this is a good time to talk about this. This is more of a programming need to know how. So if I did a print node, and I printed this object, notice how I'm calling my output. Oh no, I'm printing the output string. I had the output coming out twice. Could have sworn I was doing something else. Let's say I want to move the object's location. So let's try that. So blend data, data, objects. I don't know if that's me recording. I'll try recording this flicker. That may be my recording doing that, but let's record over a recording. So Joshua, I'm seeing flickering here. I don't know if it's me recording while I'm streaming or not, but I figured I'd state it. I'm not really sure what's causing it. Something about the context changing. So Joshua, I'm seeing flickering here. I don't know if it's me recording while I'm streaming or not, but I figured I'd state it. I'm not really sure what's causing it. Something about the context changing. Okay, back on track. Okay, so I want to get one of these objects position. So I'm going to click on here, type in, I think it's location. What's cool about this is I can move this over, just kind of feed in my search. Oh, that search is awesome. That's cool. Yeah, let's take in that location. Let's copy that in, close this. Shift V to paste it. Change this to be a property. Return the property object here. We want to set another property. Verify if that changes. It does not. That's okay. So location is a float vector, so I just have to know that. It's got the same symbol as this. And then we'll print the location. And we'll print the name at while we're at it. And I need to add in an input vector float, and we're going to move it to a z of 2. Or we can do some math, actually. Let's do some vector math. Haven't done that yet. Do some math, and then we will do some clamping. Min of 0, max of 3. 3. Oh, but I need to split this up on the Z. We're going to test a few more things here. So split vector. And I need to do a combine vector as well. Convert and combine vector. So we can't go any higher than, we don't want to go any higher than 2 because I'm adding 1. Throw that into here. Otherwise I'm just moving the location into itself. And I call that location here on the print. And we'll move this over just a little bit. Move this one over just a little bit. Get a little more complex here. Let's add some portals. Duplicate that out, set it to the out. And we'll do this one as well. Location. Plug that guy in here. And I want to change this. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, found an issue with portals. Don't duplicate them. Okay, so I'm bringing this guy in here and this guy out here. I should really change these data types to match. So this is coming out the string, So I should state that this one is a string. Okay, that's saying a string. And then this one's a float vector. Okay. Z value location. Oh, interesting. Seems to be working. It's stopping at 3. Cool. Okay, so I need to report portals real quick. Portals. Duplicate. Set it to an out. That's fine. Okay, so let's record this. Okay, so something interesting with portals I just found. So I can duplicate this and create the outputs like you showed me. And when I change the color, they all change. But when I duplicate the input and then I change the name, all of the other portals change to my new duplicate. That might be a problem. Because I could see somebody making a new portal and all their old portals have now just been renamed. So if I duplicate this one, I can go to output still. But when I duplicate it again, it's the previous portals that change. So the other ones didn't, but these ones did. And there was some properties today. So let's do a new property. We're going to change this from string to enum. We're going to make it dynamic enum. And let's add this to our menu. So display property. I need to get my property itself. It's tied to the scene, that's fine. Using the active scene by default, cool. Change it to dynenum, that's changing. So what happens when I add another property, add it, I change his name. Okay, so that's not changing. This one's staying the same, okay. I want to expand this. I'm getting my prints going too. That's good. Clear the console. Okay. I want to set my dynamic enum. And then from property group, selected is not a group. This is just me not knowing how to do anything yet. So I'm going to have this guy be a property group. We're going to add in a string property. String prop name, and so default value is hello. Oh, wow, text edit update. That's pretty cool. And I don't remember how to work with dynamic enums, to be honest. It's been a while. Select multiple. Yeah, I'll have to go watch, go rewatch my own video recorded because I don't remember how to use these. But I can set it to a group. Ah! Control Z. Be careful with Control Z on Serpens 3. Can crash Blender. Now's a good time to save. So this is a pointer property, is that right? I'll have to play with these a little more when I learn how to do them. So I don't know them very well. I'll have to go rewatch my video. That's okay. But I can generate multiple enum items. So I don't want a dynamic enum. I can just add items. Add item, add item, item. And then I can add the node. Yeah. Select them all. Let's select multiple. So if I turn that off, cool. I think that's a pretty good start for today. Cool. I hope you all enjoyed this session. In about 2 hours. Didn't get a ton done, but I did get to test my functions more. Functions now can accept input parameters and return parameters. You can set data. You have to do it a specific way by setting an actual property and defining that property. But it works. And then I can call my functions using scripts, and I can also use the script node. So it's quite a bit of coverage. Pretty happy with that so far. I use these things all the time when I'm using Serpens. These are my go-tos for interfaces and operators, properties, and functions, and scripts. What's nice about scripts is I can edit my scripts in Visual Studio Code, and as soon as I hit save, if I've got these scripts set to external, they're auto-updating. And that's in the code log. It's going out and finding if the OS path exists, then it's going to try to open it. And it's calling that during register, which Joshua told me that this is pretty it's not going to be like this when the add-on exports, but this is pretty handy so that when you save your script, you can automatically reference it in Serpens without having to do anything special. You're gonna call the function, and when you call that, it's gonna go and check the script and open it and then run it. So cool. Well, I think this is probably good for today. I hope you all enjoyed this, and catch you on the next one.